This recording is published by Langogh, 2025. This recording is copyright. This is the IELTS listening test. You will hear a number of different recordings and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. You will hear a man or woman speaking to a group of people. You will be asked to answer questions based on the recording. You will have 30 seconds to read the questions before the recording begins. Now listen carefully and answer questions.
Good evening everyone, and welcome to our monthly book club meeting. It's wonderful to see so many familiar faces here tonight, and I'm particularly pleased to welcome several new members who've joined us this month. For those of you who are new, my name is Sarah Mitchell, and I've been coordinating this book club for the past 5 years. We've grown from a small group of 8 people meeting in my living room to over 50 active members, which is quite remarkable. Before we dive into tonight's discussion, I'd like to take a few minutes to outline our schedule for the next 3 months and explain some changes we're making to our format. These adjustments are based on the feedback many of you provided in our recent survey, so thank you for taking the time to share your thoughts. Let me start by talking about our meeting frequency. Currently, we meet once a month on the second Tuesday evening. However, we've noticed that this timing doesn't work for everyone, particularly those of you who work evening shifts or have childcare responsibilities. After careful consideration, we've decided to introduce a dual meeting system. We'll continue with our Tuesday evening sessions at 7 o'clock, but we're also adding Saturday morning meetings at 10:30. These will be held on the Saturday following each Tuesday meeting, and we'll discuss the same book. This means you can attend whichever session suits your schedule better. You don't need to register in advance, just turn up to the session that works for you. Now, regarding our venue, we've been incredibly fortunate to use the community center here free of charge for the past 3 years. The management has been very supportive of our club. However, they've recently informed us that they need to use this main hall for a new yoga program on Tuesday evenings starting in May. Don't worry though. They've offered us the smaller meeting room upstairs, which actually has better acoustics and more comfortable seating. The Saturday sessions will remain in this main hall. I think you'll find the new room quite cozy and more conducive to intimate discussions. Let's move on to our book selections for the upcoming quarter. I'm thrilled to announce that we've managed to secure quite a diverse range of titles. For March, we'll be reading The Midnight Garden by Rebecca Foster. This is a contemporary novel that explores themes of memory, family secrets, and the healing power of nature. It's been shortlisted for several major literary awards and has received outstanding reviews. The author actually lives just 40 miles from here, and I'm in negotiations with her publisher to arrange a video call with us during our April meeting, which would be extraordinary. Our April selection is Beneath the Surface, A Journey Through Antarctica by Dr. James Patterson, not the thriller writer, but the marine biologist. This is a non-fiction work that combines scientific observation with personal memoir. Dr. Patterson spent 18 months studying penguin colonies in Antarctica, and his account is both educational and deeply moving. Several members specifically requested more non-fiction titles, so I hope this meets expectations. For those concerned about the scientific content, I should mention that the writing is very accessible and doesn't require any specialized knowledge. In May, we're taking a different direction entirely. We'll be reading The Silk Merchant's Daughter, a historical novel set in 15th century Venice. The author, Maria Constanza, has won numerous awards for her historical accuracy and compelling storytelling. This book has been described as a masterpiece of historical fiction, weaving together romance, political intrigue, and the fascinating world of the Renaissance silk trade. I know some of you aren't typically drawn to historical fiction, but I encourage everyone to give it a chance. The characters are remarkably well developed, and the plot moves at quite a pace. Now, let me address the changes to our discussion format. Previously, we've had a fairly informal structure where anyone could jump in with comments. While this has worked reasonably well, some members have mentioned feeling intimidated or finding it difficult to contribute. Therefore, we're introducing a more structured approach. Each meeting will begin with a brief presentation, about 15 minutes, where I or a volunteer member will provide context about the author, the historical or cultural background, and key themes. Following this, we'll break into smaller discussion groups of 6 to 8 people. Each group will have a facilitator and a specific set of discussion questions. After 40 minutes, we'll reconvene as a whole group to share insights and perspectives from each smaller group. This format has several advantages. Firstly, it gives everyone a better opportunity to speak in a less intimidating environment. Secondly, it ensures we cover a broader range of topics and themes. Lastly, it helps us manage time more effectively. Our meetings have occasionally run quite late, which I know has been problematic for some members. For those interested in taking a more active role, we're looking for volunteers to serve as discussion group facilitators. You don't need any special qualifications, just enthusiasm and the willingness to keep conversations flowing. We'll provide a facilitator's guide with suggested questions and topics. If you're interested, please add your name to the sign-up sheet by the door as you leave. One more important point. We're introducing a book borrowing scheme. Several members have mentioned that purchasing every book represents a financial burden, particularly for students and those on fixed incomes. I've been working with our local library, and they've agreed to reserve multiple copies of our selected books for club members. You'll need a library card, but membership is free. Additionally, some members have offered to donate their copies after reading, so we're creating a small lending library. Books will be available on a first-come, first-served basis. Finally, I want to mention our summer reading project. In June, July, and August, we won't have formal meetings. We'll take a break, as many of you are away on holiday. However, we're organizing a summer reading challenge. We'll provide a list of 12 books across different genres, and participants will aim to read at least 6 of them over the summer months. In September, we'll have a special meeting where everyone can share their thoughts on what they've read. There'll be prizes for the most books read and the most creative book reviews. More details will be available in our May newsletter. I think that covers everything for now. Are there any questions before we begin tonight's discussion? Remember, our next meeting is on the second Tuesday of March at 7 p.m, or you can join us on the following Saturday at 10:30. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on the Midnight Garden. It promises to be a fascinating discussion.
Visit langogh.com to view the answers to these questions or to access more tests.